Walter Boyd is 71 and lives alone on $1,740 a month from Social Security. That is below the national average. He owns his home. He eats 3 meals a day. Every grandchild still gets a check at Christmas. His neighbors assume he has a pension tucked away somewhere. He does not. What he has is an envelope in a dresser drawer and one habit he started at 68. What is in that envelope is number 1 on this list. We were taught to manage money with apps and advisors. His generation did it with habits, plain, unglamorous, and drilled in. Then the world decided those habits looked like poverty, so we quietly dropped them and started owing. Walter's run through everything that follows. Number 17 is worth about $5,700 a year, and 2 million seniors who qualify never claim it. Number 8 is completely free, and the average one is worth $6,800. And number 1 is the habit that filled Walter's envelope. These 20 habits aren't about going without. They're about never being helpless. Hit that subscribe button. Let's count them down. Number 20. Write down every dollar for 1 month. This is where Walter started, and it costs nothing but a notebook. For 30 days, you write down every dollar that comes in and every dollar that goes out. Not estimates, the real numbers. Most people on a fixed income have never actually seen theirs on paper, and the leaks only become visible once they are written in a column. The average retired worker gets about $2,071 a month now, and the median is closer to $1,750. Walter kept a spiral notebook by the phone and filled 4 pages in a month. He found $90 he could not account for. Not a budget yet. Just the truth, in pencil, before anything else. Number 19. Ask for the senior discount everywhere. Half the discounts in this country are never advertised. You have to say the words out loud. At the pharmacy, the hardware store, the diner, the movie theater, the phone company, you ask plainly whether there is a discount for seniors and on what day. The worst answer is no. And no costs nothing. Grocery chains like Albertsons and Fred Meyer run 10% off for shoppers 55 and up on set days each month. Walter felt foolish the first time he asked at the register. Then the clerk circled a day on his receipt and told him to come back. Not begging. The oldest bargaining tool there is, still working. Number 18. Run the free benefits screening. This is the 10-minute step that unlocks most of this list. The National Council on Aging runs a free tool called Benefits Checkup that screens you against more than 2,500 federal, state, and local programs. You enter your zip code and answer questions anonymously, and it hands you a personalized list with instructions. Roughly $30 billion in senior benefits goes unclaimed every year, mostly because nobody knew. Walter sat at his kitchen table with a cup of coffee and did it in one sitting. 6 programs came back. Not charity and not a scam. A free 10 minutes that tells you what is already yours. Number 17. Claim Medicare Extra Help. This is the one that hurts the most, and it is worth about $5,700 a year per person, according to the Social Security Administration. Extra Help, also called the low-income subsidy, cuts your Part D premiums, deductibles, and prescription copays. Roughly 2 million seniors who qualify have never signed up, leaving an estimated $11 billion in drug savings on the table annually. You apply through Social Security, and it is one form. Walter's monthly pill costs dropped to a fraction of what they had been. He kept the orange bottles lined up on the windowsill as a reminder, not a handout, a subsidy he already paid into for 40 years. Number 16, cook once, Freeze in portions. Cooking for one wastes money because half of it spoils before you finish it. So you cook for 6 and freeze the rest in single servings. A pot of soup, a tray of casserole, a batch of chili, ladled into labeled containers, dated, and pulled out one night at a time. A pound of dried beans costs about $2 and makes a week of lunches. Walter's freezer is a tidy row of dated containers, each one a supper already paid for. Nothing in it can spoil, because nothing sits. Not leftovers going bad in the back of the fridge. 5 meals from the work of one. Number 15. Apply for SNAP. Even if you think you earn too much. Most seniors who qualify never apply because they assume retirement income disqualifies them. It usually does not. 59% of eligible seniors skip it entirely, and the average benefit for an older adult living alone runs around $188 a month. That is over $2,000 a year of groceries. For anyone 60 or older, there are simplified applications and special rules, and out-of-pocket medical costs over $35 a month come off your income on the form. Walter's prescriptions were the reason he qualified at all, not food stamps to be ashamed of. A benefit already funded and sitting there. Number 14. Call and lower your own bills. This is the phone call almost nobody makes, and it is worth the most per minute. You call the cable, phone, or internet company and say you are thinking of canceling. They transfer you to the department whose entire job is keeping you. Then they offer a rate you never knew existed. 10 minutes, once a year, and you stop paying the loyalty penalty they charge quiet customers. Walter sat with his bills fanned across the table one Tuesday morning and cut $25 a month off the cable in a single call. Not haggling for the sake of it. The plain refusal to keep paying for silence. Here is the part nobody tells you, and it is the reason most of this list goes unclaimed. None of these programs will ever find you. Not one. There is no letter coming, no phone call, no caseworker who notices you qualify. The applications are complicated on purpose, the outreach is almost non-existent, and every year roughly $30 billion set aside specifically for older Americans simply sits there because the people it was built for never knew it existed. Meanwhile, the Senior Citizens League reports more than half of seniors already cannot afford basic living standards. That gap is not a personal failure. It is a system that quietly counts on you not asking. Every habit on this list is a way of asking anyway.
Before we go on, I made something special for you. Guides for people like us who still believe the old ways mattered. They're the forgotten money habits our grandparents lived by. Tricks that could save you thousands a year. But this knowledge is disappearing, and once it's gone for good. I've put together 2 books for you plus a free bonus. Imagine how much you could save over the next year by starting today. Scan the QR code on screen now or click the link below. I'll wait.
Number 13. Apply for a Medicare savings program. Separate from extra help. These state-run programs can pay your Medicare Part B premium outright. In 2026, that premium is $202.90 a month, about $2,435 a year straight back into your pocket. The programs go by QMB, SLMB, and QI, and the National Council on Aging says they remain heavily underused because retirees assume they earn too much. Some who narrowly miss Medicaid still qualify, since the thresholds are different. Walter had watched that premium quietly eat his raise every January. Not an entitlement. A premium you stop paying on money you already earned. Number 12. Kill the small leaks. These are the drips that empty the bucket. Bottled water costs $4 or $5 a case for what the faucet gives free. A cup of coffee out costs $2 or $3 against pennies at home. A soda habit runs $1 a day and returns nothing but sugar. You buy one filter pitcher for the sink and one thermos for the coffee, and both pay for themselves inside a month. Walter carried the last case of plastic bottles down to recycling and set a glass pitcher in the icebox instead. That was $200 a year gone in an afternoon, not going without, refusing to buy water twice. Number 11. Apply for LIHEAP before the season starts. The heating bill is the expense that wrecks a fixed income, and there is a program built specifically for it. The Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program helps eligible households cover heating and cooling, typically somewhere between $250 and $1,250. Many states give seniors priority because heat and cold are genuine health risks at 70. The funding runs out fast, so timing matters. You apply through your local community action agency before the cold arrives. Walter applied in September and never dreaded the January bill again. Not an emergency measure. A bill handled months before it lands. Number 10. Ask the pharmacist 3 plain things. The same medicine comes at wildly different prices, and the pharmacist knows every one of them. You ask whether there is a generic. You ask whether there is a discount card or manufacturer program. You ask what it would cost without running it through insurance, because sometimes that number is lower. Those 3 questions take under a minute at the counter. Walter cut one prescription from $60 to $9 just by asking, standing right there at the window. Pharmacists want you to ask. Nobody enjoys watching a senior walk away from medicine. Not a special favor, the cheaper option that was always sitting behind the counter. Number 9. Get the property tax exemption. If you own your home, this is money most seniors leave sitting on the county's table. Nearly every state offers a homestead or senior exemption, a freeze, or a deferral that can cut a property tax bill by $1,000 to $2,000 a year. It is usually one form at the county assessor's office, and in many places you have to reapply. Nobody mails it to you. Walter filled his out in an afternoon, and it saved him more than every grocery trick on this list combined. Not a loophole, a break written into the law specifically for people his age. Number 8. Take the free weatherization. This is the one almost no one knows about, and it is completely free. The Federal Weatherization Assistance Program sends crews to insulate, seal, and repair your home's energy systems at no cost. The average job runs about $6,800 in value. Insulation, weather stripping, furnace repair, sometimes new windows. You apply through the same community action agency that handles LIHEAP, and enrolling in one often speeds up the other. Walter had felt the draft under his back door for 4 winters. A crew fixed it in a morning and his gas bill dropped for good. Not a repair he financed, a repair he was owed. Now go back to last January because this is where Walter's story turned. His Social Security went up $56 with the cost of living raise, and he sat at the table doing the arithmetic like it was Christmas. Then the Medicare Part B premium climbed and took nearly $18 of it straight back. The heating bill came in higher than the year before. The grocery total kept creeping. By February, the raise was gone, and Walter was doing the thing he swore he would never do at 71, sitting in the cold with a sweater on, watching the thermostat, adding the same small numbers over and over. He was not careless. He had worked 40 years. He simply had no idea that 6 programs he already qualified for were sitting unclaimed, or that the envelope in his drawer was about to change everything. That is where the last habits on this list found him. Number 7. Get the Lifeline phone discount. This is small, it is easy, and it runs every single month. Lifeline gives a $9.25 monthly discount on phone or internet service to households already on SNAP or Medicaid. That is $111 a year for one application at lifelinesupport.org. It is the clearest example of how these programs stack, get approved for one, and it quietly unlocks the next. Walter applied the same week his SNAP came through and never paid full price for his phone again. Not worth skipping because the number looks small. $100 a year is $100 a year. Number 6. Use the senior center on purpose. Most towns have one, and most of what it offers costs $1 or nothing. A hot lunch for $1 or $2. Free coffee. Rides to the doctor, exercise classes, and this is the part people miss. The staff will sit down and help you fill out every form on this list for free. Walter eats there 3 days a week now, at a long table that smells of coffee and gravy, and he found a circle of friends he did not have in the spring. Not a soup kitchen, a warm meal, real company, and free help with the paperwork, all in one room. Number 5. Put your library card to work. The library is the most generous deal in America, and it costs nothing. Books, large print, movies, music, newspapers, magazines, free internet, free classes, and in many towns, free passes to local museums. One card replaces a stack of subscriptions. Walter canceled $40 a month of streaming once he found the library had the same films on the shelf. His generation grew up treating the library as a second living room, not charity, a public treasure already paid for with his own taxes, sitting there waiting for anyone who bothers to walk in. Number 4. Hunt down the subscriptions you forgot. Money leaks out in small monthly pieces you stopped noticing years ago. You sit down with a bank statement, go line by line, and circle every recurring charge. Then you ask of each one whether you have used it in the last month. The ones you have not, you cancel today, not someday. Walter found $40 a month of things he had completely forgotten existed, including a service he had not opened in 2 years. The companies count on you forgetting. Not a hard afternoon. One statement, one pen, and the leaks close for good. Number 3. Wait 48 hours before you buy. This is Walter's rule, and it costs nothing at all. Before any purchase that is not food, rent, or medicine, you wait 2 days. If you still want the thing after 48 hours, you buy it with a clear conscience. If you have forgotten about it, you just saved the money and learned something. Most wants do not survive 2 days. Walter has kept this rule since the month he started the notebook, and he says most of what he almost bought is now impossible to remember. Not willpower. Time, quietly doing the deciding for him. Number 2. Pay yourself first, the day the check lands. This is the habit that fills the envelope. The day the deposit hits, before a single bill is paid, you move a small amount aside. $10, $20. The amount does not matter at all. The order is everything, because it has to happen first, and not from whatever is left over. There is never anything left over. Walter does it the morning the check arrives, in cash, into the drawer, not saving what remains at the end of the month, taking your share off the top ahead of everyone else, every single time. Number 1. Spend less than the check. Here is the whole list in one line. and it is the plainest thing on it. No system, no app, no advisor, just the quiet discipline of spending a little less than arrives each month and doing it again the next month and the month after that. Every other habit here exists only to make this one possible. The programs claimed, the leaks closed, the bills lowered, the wants that did not survive the wait. All of it feeds the gap between what comes in and what goes out. Walter started at 68 with a notebook and $10 a week into a dresser drawer. 3 years on, that envelope holds enough to cover a furnace, a hospital deductible, and every Christmas check he has ever mailed, and he never once earned a raise. He just stopped leaking. The amount each week was almost nothing. The order was everything. None of this required a bigger check, a financial advisor, or a single dollar Walter did not already hold. It required attention, the willingness to look at money plainly, without shame and without fantasy. The generation that raised families through hard years understood something the modern world keeps trying to forget. Comfort is not the same as security. Convenience is not the same as freedom. The ability to buy anything you want is worthless, beside the ability to need almost nothing. You already know how to do this. You did it for decades when the money was thinner and the stakes were higher. Walter Boyd is 71 and lives alone on less than the average, and he owns his home, eats 3 meals a day, mails every check he promised, and owes no living soul a dime. On his street, he is not the exception. He is what an ordinary man looks like when he simply stops letting the money leak out. This month, you start again,